Hello, good day, and welcome to the program Aviation Insight on AT&T 360, where we do aviations, travels, and tourism report. I am Ricky Funofe. Today, we'll delve into recent happenings and examine three high-profile cases, which has put the Nigerian aviation sector on the spotlight, causing a ripple effect on people's views, opinions, online and offline. And the main players involved in this dramatic fiasco is actually a high profile senator and airpeace staff based on air flight racketing and other things involved. Secondly, a well known Nigerian music icon and a reputable airline, ValueJet, and their captain. And finally, a traveling passenger and a cabin crew of Ibom Air. Before I introduce my gentleman here, please, we're going to short commercial. We'll be right back. Okay, so welcome back again, my viewers and listeners, and this is still Aviation Insight on AT&T 360. And I'm going to introduce this wonderful gentleman. With me is the CEO of AT&T 360 Radio and TV. Sir, Mr. Hayes, you're welcome.
Like I will always tell you, the man with the golden voice. You keep preaching the CEO thing. I told you, just stop spreading me like I'm bigger than myself. Well, I will not let you go further than that before you say something else that I need to correct you. Just beside me is my main man and my main dude, my content director, Ogbuefi himself. Ogbuefi.
All right, my name is Kene Ochiabuto. I'm glad to be here, and I want to just chip in something. He's trying to safeguard his salary so that.
But like I always tell you, the masquerade comes out when there's there's a beat, there's a beat, there's a drum.
Exactly.
For that matter.
Yeah, I'm for real. I think this is the season of turbulence on ground and in the air.
You're right.
You understand? So it's a power show torso.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to prove, how strong they are, and we'll go into it, and then let's break it down and let's apply common sense.
Like I said, the common sense is not common. The society is actually very toxic. Well, a lot of people are actually emitting their anger in different forms. Society is crazy.
Anger. I hope it's not the anger in the aviation sector where we'll pack our planes.
No, not anger.
It's all good.
I feel that the difference between animals and human beings is a lawful society. And with the recent happenings in the aviation sector, I tend to wonder, how did we get to this position? How did we get to this scene where there are actually banters, issues that affects both travelers and the airlines?
Power show in display.
For me, I think even animals even have rules. Yeah, even animals, there are rules in the animal kingdom.
Oh yeah, let's take the case of this our well-known senator and the stars of Airpeace.
Oh, I just said power show.
Power show.
It's power show.
Hmm.
So let me, okay, if you're going to take that, let me break it down for you. What transpired between one of the biggest carriers we have on ground, Airpeace, and one of the biggest, political, brands that a political brand that transformed from unionism, socialism.
Yes, that's in his blood.
But that blood has been, somehow, the socialist ideology, has flipped, to more capitalist, ideology. There's so much power within the system. So what transpired a couple of months back was
Mm.
Comrade Adams Shomele and the Airpeace, grand staffs this time around. I actually laid emphasis on the grand staff. What he claimed or what he said was that on getting to the airport after he missed his flight the day before, and he was rescheduled, to go on the first flight in the morning, and he got to the airport and he realized that they weren't ready to pick him up, and they told him that the counter has closed already for the first flight, and probably asked him to maybe wait for the next flight or something. But knowing him now, you understand, he's got so much influence, he's got so much power, he's got so much authority. So he chose to wait to, test his power with the power of the constituted authority. That's what I'm going to say, because when he realized that he wasn't going to go on that flight, he chose, and I'm taking my oath, chose to stampede, the process. And in fact, you know what I mean by stampede this process. If you've ever been, a part of of a movement, especially a union movement, you understand what stampeding is. It's solely stampeded, the operation of that, that airline that morning, and it didn't just infringe on the rights of every other flyer. His third operation for that, particular moment, he barricaded the entrance of the airport from other airport users, to get access. Now we're not even talking about the flying public. Those are the people doing businesses within the terminal could not even access their place of of business. It was a chaos at its biggest, and somehow now he was persuaded, he was spoken to, he refused, he locked the entrance gate at the airport. Other flyers could not use access. Yeah. I wouldn't want to use strong words, but seriously, I tried imagining if someone that had little political power would do that. I bet you that person probably will still be in jail.
Well, the truth is this: being a leader, I want to believe that, to a reasonable extent, that action was not supposed to be, being a leader that he is. But on the other hand,
not just being a leader, being a big man.
A big man, yes. That action wouldn't have, for any reason even occurred. But then, looking at it from the other perspective, it's easier to see things from the point where it has escalated from. But nobody cares to go back and check what actually caused, the initial argument. I personally had an issue where, of course, attendants, get to probably talk to you anyhow. I mean, my duty is not to know everything, because my own is just to fly. If I have a problem, it is your duty to tell me this is where the problem comes from. But instead of doing that, you kind of, look at me in a certain way. And me now, I don't want to say now my first time or something. I go begin you get, and this is not supposed to be so.
Customer service is key everywhere.
Very important.
It's not just at the airport. You see, if you go to hotels, go to malls, you see attendants, without their superiors around. You just want very few would apply a bit of decorum if there's anything to challenge for. But I need to let the listening public know. You see, there's a limit to which this is the aviation sector. This is the airport. There's a bit of prestige that's attached to either you as a worker or you as a user of the airport. You see, the aviation sector is the biggest and the most exclusive travel unit.
We don't disagree that, but at the same time,
so every
service.
I'm actually driving at something.
Okay.
There's a level to which every man carries. You see, even the guy that lives in the region, that lives in the ghetto, if he's privileged to travel, by air, forget the packaging. Everybody tends to want to act up and feel. Best way to be anything, say one act up. But I need to let you know today, and those listening to us, if there's a challenge and you feel someone is spoken to you, acted in a manner that belittles you as a person or does not value you as a customer, you understand? There are units in the airport that I can beat my chest for it that you go to and make reports. Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has a customer desk at the airport that you can go and lay your complaints. And I know definitely fan customer desk, you understand, is at the airport, and those guys will see to your challenges.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You see, rule of law. That's another thing. When you are judging the issues of a Nigerian case, you have to be very, very careful as to where the truth comes from and all of that. Okay, now looking at judging from the fact that he came late, of course, that's what is obtainable. If it's not obtainable in our present Nigeria, he cannot do it because we are used to. I'm government official. I can go whenever I like.
The big man syndrome.
Big man, syndrome. I can do. And how long are we going to continue with that kind of lifestyle? If you go to Europe, go to America, you see some big men, entering trains.
Not some big men. These guys travel a lot and they do these things themselves. The moment you land on the soil of Nigeria, this big manism comes into you.
I just don't get
because these guys with a lot of influence and a lot of power.
So I actually want to ask you a question now. Yeah. You actually want to travel. How many minutes do you need to take to get to the airport and get to the airport and you'll be considered that yes, you came early enough?
Okay, so that's quite interesting, but let me tell you, depends on where you're traveling to. If you're doing an international flight, a local flight, on one of our platforms, Iceberg Atlantic, we run protocol service and airport logistics services. What we recommend is 2 hours before that flight, you should be in the airport. You see, 2 hours, get seated, go check in, relax, enjoy the ambience. There are a lot of places in the airport.
Which is why the airports are supposed to be a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place. It's not just come arrive and fly. Like that. Come relax. There are lounges there. There are shops there where you can buy enough nice things. Have a cup of coffee, drink tea. There's a smoking area. You go take the cigarette. Then interact, relax your nerves.
Okay, that's international.
Adhering to instruction is a problem to Nigeria. It's a very big problem. And I don't know where that is coming from. You see, I always say to my friend that, the white man deliberately make effort to make life easy for themselves. Do you get? You go to normal flyover bridge, as they had for us to climb, so lift stay. Yes, for you. You understand? Just by the corner, you see a dustbin, whatever, and all of those things. So that whatever you have behind, you can easily throw it in there. But my problem is that if you provide that kind of thing in Nigeria, they would rather steal the basket the next day. I don't know if you understand my point. So
when they come out aluminium for bridge, they talk about plastic. We don't
have that attitude of organizing us. In fact, organization is a problem to us.
Organization, I still feel it's a mindset thing.
Yeah, because you have to be in an environment where that mindset is instilled before you.
I don't know if you notice this trend. When you are a big man, an official in the government, when you travel abroad, you tend to behave yourself.
No, you do.
You look so civil. You look so like
these guys do things on their own.
Yes, I'm
carry
like
their bags.
Exactly.
You're chauffeur. You
go. Exactly. There's a system that allows.
But when they now get back to Nigeria, they pop up and
they are the system.
Back.
When they are in Nigeria, they become.
That's the. You see, this big manism, wahala is what is creating this.
The problem.
Hula baloo, in the aviation sector.
Okay, to all our viewers and listeners, please, it's still AT&T 360. Do not forget to subscribe to all our social media handles on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. So, he's still the hula baloo up and down things in the aviation sector in Nigeria. Seriously.
Before that break, you made mention, that if you were the person, and probably not just you, all of us seated there, who are we? So compared to these guys. These guys, they throw tantrums like, not so men throwing tantrums, just trying to unearth what is not meant to, just to show understanding. It happens like that, and like this particular incident we're talking about. At the end of the day, nobody knows what happened.
Yeah.
So
that seems to be an X-file.
Probably. That alone gave birth to, you say it's the spiral effect of what happened, and starts springing, and that's where
it was
we had,
actually cooking,
So that gave birth to the superhero.
The flax man to say is that you cannot hit a child and then expect the child not to cry. You get?
God.
Yeah, you cannot spank a child and then expect that child not to cry. Why I'm saying that is that, you see, all of these things that have been happening is because when one happens, nobody
says anything.
Yeah, to say anything.
No,
find a way to solve this problem. And all those
no punishment.
And then not everybody have that temperament. Not everybody that have that willpower to be able to contain their anger or some people,
frustration.
Yeah, some people don't even know where they're coming from.
So talking about anger and frustration, another thing also came up again, like you said. It was brewing some other issues, and boom, the superhero came up and said, "I'm going to stop this plane." Superhero, and then the flags. Social media, in fact, is a crazy world. Seriously, man.
Do we really want to go there? What was that man? What was he thinking? For Christ's sake, I am seeing. Is it Jesus Christ? What was he thinking?
I don't get it. Did you not pass that level?
No, so see, there's a level to which you attain in life.
Okay.
You get to assume that you're a demigod.
I don't know. This one
is supernatural.
How
are you saying that?
I'm sure this must have been as a result of the content of that. Because it's not just an ordinary. No, that will be ordinary eye now.
No, not be the ordinary.
Okay, so that's the incident you're talking about was what happened between kwam 1.
Yeah. We have kwam 1, we have kwam 2, so we are dealing with kwam 1.
I know
the
one before kwam 1 was kwam.
No, pre-kwam 1.
No. It's kwam.
It's kwam. Okay, it's kwam.
There's no one. So he bettered, kwam 1. Kwam 1 gave.
Yeah, it's more like a hurdle, Okay, take the baton here. You take the baton again.
At the end of the day, what has happened? No qualms.
No qualms. Yeah, no qualms at all.
No qualms.
Don't leave me.
No qualms.
No qualms.
No, that's true. At the end of it,
so what happened between himself and the value jet, shout out to Prince Shonami, chairman emeritus.
Yes,
that's a man you should know.
Yes.
The chairman and owner of value jet. And if you get to see someone as simple, a simple gentleman to the core. And when that incident was happening, that incident actually happened at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. And what was the story? The superstar was about boarding, and the last check. Take note. The last check, requested to know what the content of the magical content in the flask was.
Nice body, from the apron.
That
means he has crossed.
Yeah, that's why I said I laid emphasis on the last check.
Yeah.
Because there are previous
checks and all of that. Yeah.
So we wouldn't want to delve into that.
No, we'll come to that too. No.
We don't have a
yes, now because we're trying to analyze all the problem that then we have to come to where.
So at the last check that he refused, to declare or to allow the, and for started there. That's for one, started there. That caught the attention of caught the attention of a beautiful captain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you can say that again.
beautiful captain, well mannered, well cultured. You understand? A beautiful woman, and give it to her. It takes someone of good character to command that craft. And from what we gathered, she came in and tried to intervene and
You guys sprinkled.
you're talking
Did
to
anointing sprinkle there?
no, like I keep saying, the unnecessary ego.
Came up and
Yeah, the first thing was that it was a woman that came out.
Okay.
yeah, true.
So that man ego,
Mm-hmm.
You
understand?
but that's the thing.
She came out and addressed, like, okay, this, and whatsoever transpired there, then the superhero, felt that what he probably do, okay, is baptize,
Yeah, because started baptism.
Yeah,
back
it
then.
started,
Sprinkling,
yeah,
Father.
everybody.
started doing
Domino,
Espirito,
Espiritu Santos.
and funny enough, eyewitnesses said it was liquor, alcohol.
No, but of course, it's not difficult to find.
Yes, sir.
Wait,
But
I'm trying to get something
he claimed there was water.
Water.
I don't know, but either
Either
water
way,
or liquor can be used for either communion or baptism.
Okay, now
That
I want
way.
to ask this.
You know?
I want to ask a sincere question from you. Please, you also have to answer me. If a passenger is deemed drunk, whether a man or a woman, can he or she be allowed?
That person is not fit to fly. Is not
Okay.
airworthy.
That's a good
That
one.
person is a risk to that flight.
Because I'm wondering
Even when
why
you're
will
not
he have
constituting
acted
nuisance.
like that?
Even if you're not constituting nuisance, once you've been observed, if you're flying and you're, like you said, drunk, as alcohol they push person. It will give you guts now. Say, why now? This plane don't they move. I feel flying at least on time now.
You go bust the tire.
I decide to, go and lock the door at the cockpit. Go. Okay, they move now. Let's move it. So, you see,
Oh my God.
this substance,
Okay.
it's as simple, it does intoxicate. And you know what intoxication is? So it would make you unnecessarily believe in yourself. And apart from that, being drunk, like you said, could even trigger, some internal problems for you. You probably start throwing up in flight.
Yeah,
And,
I think that works for me.
So
that I don't inconvenience other
others,
people.
you understand?
Even the stench and all of
Committing
those
a
things.
public nuisance.
But funny enough, they do serve alcohol in flight.
Yes.
You understand? But
Yes.
there's a limit.
There's a limit.
There's a
That's
limit. Yeah,
moderation now,
there's a
bros.
limit to which they'll give you. If you keep asking, they'll keep
God.
asking.
Nah,
You know,
I
Leave
beg.
limit inside this
long.
matter. That's
So,
what they said now.
but
Limit,
what transpired was he had the flags.
Okay. With the mysterious liquid. inside.
Yeah, with the magical.
But the question is,
something cosmic.
The question
Cosmic.
is, what kind of my
Super
question is
thin.
what kind of content would that be? Is it a 12 years wine or whatever that you could not spill that little content and then continue when you get to where you're going to?
Is it the content or just him?
You see, the thing is this. First of all, we need to begin to understand that where there is rule, we need to obey those rules.
Back to the
Do you
rules,
get
yes.
despite who ox is God, right? This is an industry that is trying to save. Trust me, the issue of aviation is not something that could be taken lightly. Because if anything happens, everybody's going down once and for all.
And
It does not speak well for the country.
it's
I-
not.
no, see,
It's not.
aviation is not Nigeria.
It's not,
Aviation
yeah.
is global.
It's global.
You
You
get.
understand? The rules that governs aviation
Yes.
is not a Nigerian.
So we must learn.
It's a
to
global rule.
adhere to instructions. We must learn to adhere because there's nothing wrong in this is A, leave it at A. Don't ask, even if you want to ask question and leave it there and go.
And
Do you
go.
get? So another problem I also have with this issue is that there's a problem. There's a problem. I don't know whether it's only in Nigeria that this kind of thing happens. Some people give rules And then this rule is applicable to some people, and then it's not applicable to the other people.
Just says there are rules and regulations, and it's applicable to some people.
Yeah, and to some people are not. Yes.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there, and I'll give you a breakdown of the fact that rules are not meant for everybody.
I want to disagree with that. In Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think it's obtainable out there.
I know most of us read Animal Farm, where they say all animals
are not equal, but some are more
equal than the rest.
That's it.
That is what's happening.
So the dude went with his flags, passed the access into the hall, passed the access to the air side, and it was at this point, now big man. You understand? He's been traveling because other clips came up like he's been traveling with that flags for so.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
For quite some time.
So you see, that's where it's discretionary. Most of the time when these things happen, the person has they overlook. This is a prominent, personality. Like they say VIP, very important personality. Like fella said, very important personality, but vagabonds what in power. So they must have overlooked over time, over time. But the truth is that the rule is the rule. At every point in time, they want to say, okay, they want to ask you, because one person used his own personal discretion to allow you to go with it, because you're prominent, doesn't mean that is standard.
Yeah.
There's a standard procedure.
Let me tell you something. See, safety is in the hands of everybody as an individual. Let me tell you, as much as lighter is not allowed, I've crossed with it before. Do you get? But I ask myself, there's a reason they said this should not get into this place. This lighter is 100 naira. So is it worth the danger or the trying to be curious of nothing? I threw it away. I don't know if you get my point. In fact, I went out, coming back, that's where they are not saying, let me even know how this thing happened. Do you know? I don't want to say this one here.
So you're telling us what actually happened. So as the captain came out.
Yeah, so captain came out and probably decided to
mediate on the
matter. And I know I just have an idea of what probably it's an assumption on my own part, because I wasn't on ground, and just probably yes, and I know the way these guys actually, act and behave, generally not kwam as a person, but this big man, the moment the captain probably stepped out and just tried to mediate, and he must have looked at, that's a woman. So why based on the fact again that he actually knows the owner of the airline.
I think so. Yeah.
You understand? It doesn't just know the owner of the airline.
Syndrome.
Yes.
It doesn't just know the owner of the airline. They're all, Ijebus.
Yeah. That's true.
They're all Ijebus.
He's Ijebu, right?
Yes.
That's true.
And it's not just knowing the owner of the airline. This particular person, the kwam we're talking about, is actually an inner caucus member of the ruling party.
True.
Is a close ally of the commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Very close ally, man. So
with this,
I think I'm going to take it up on you from there.
No, you see, with you
because
having these links, big man must switch it to do.
No. So, but
like you said something, there are rules and regulations. Are you saying we should live above them? Are you saying that, okay, he has more rights than myself?
But you just quoted Animal
Farm now.
So
where are you coming from?
Seriously. No, so you just you just quoted Animal Farm, and I will tell you, because there are 3 incidents or 3 cases rather. We've taken kwam,
yes,
and we're taking kwam 1, and there's a kwam 2.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? And we don't know where the kwam 3 is going to come from, but pretty soon, there will be a 3. Okay. Somehow you're asking who is above the law, who is not above the law. If you don't enter kwam 2, and tie both kwam 1 and kwam 2 together, we will not be able to analyze who is above and who is not above, because there were sanctions.
Yeah.
And the bigger sanctions than
The previous one, right?
so. Whether you like it or not, you quoted Animal Farms. The lady came down, mediated and issues. He go back down,
And she was
spilled.
about to.
No, not that. He spilled. The story was that he spilled the content in the flags.
Okay.
That's why I said he baptized the entire
Yes,
ground crew. That was not there. Baptized them with alcohol and give them a bit of blessed matua and prayamus. And the captain
was about
probably
to taxi,
the captain probably just was irritated and went back into and
everything was at that point was
and
out of anger.
shut the door.
The place.
Okay.
Everybody
So
wanted to prove
and
their
he
egos right now.
decided to start the engine, and he said he wasn't going to leave the tarmac, and that plane wasn't going to take off. So he stood at Jesara.
And of course, plane works with time.
No, serious. What would you be under to stand? See, there's
a high level of.
There's a regular saying that
geez.
you can't stand before a moving train.
Yes.
This guy stood in front of a taxi plane.
No.
Look, so
No,
I think both parties are guilty here.
For you to taxi as a pilot and a commander of that craft, you needed to get clearance from the control tower.
Okay.
If you control tower says,
So now that's another party again we will never
if
hear.
you control tower tells you Alpha, Charlie, Bravo, you're cleared,
So she got the order.
We don't
know that, but you've
but
actually
the
brought
story
another light to it.
No, because the story we have is that she got clearance to take off, and the ground staffs, were still trying to tell this, superhero of a guy, kwam,
To clear the way.
Social
to
media,
leave.
very
He stood there, was probably doing incantation. Itabi for bolobongo, Itabi for bolobongo. You will not go without me.
I'm sure the lady actually felt that
And
maybe
the
by
lady
the time
was in
she
a
begins to
trance
taxi,
and she stopped.
the guy would just get out of
No,
the
no,
plane.
Exactly, or he would have disappeared with the plane. or
but
something.
she claimed that
Oh my
as at the
God.
time she started the aircraft.
He couldn't move.
No, that it wasn't within
Sight, yeah.
Sight.
view,
Okay.
So, and she had gotten clearance from the control tower to taxi and cleared the area for her to, and from the video that we saw, the amateur video that we saw, that guy in Jackie Chan, man, it was just a split second.
Yes, sir.
Split second.
So if he had not, if he had not, well, Jesara, you understand? You know what that means? If he's not fortified,
Know the meaning of Ajesara.
yeah, no. If he wasn't fortified,
Good.
if he wasn't fortified, and he would have gone to the air. While the pilot decided to taxi, your superhero man was trying to hold the wings of the aircraft. Maybe he
Because
wanted
it was
to.
Mulwe.
Of a tamo.
I swear to God, he won't climb a back.
Man needs elevation from us.
No, he would have just gone. The head would have gone.
I tell you.
It will be history.
Yes, sir. Then we
Seriously, it will be history.
Go ahead and say you see them on playing.
History in what sense? It will be, like he said, it will be the first person
Playing
playing down. Serious.
Oh my
And probably they would hold the airline, the first aircraft or the first airline to jump somebody on tarmac. So whether you like good or bad, and like you always say, there's no good news, there's no bad news. News is news.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Seriously, no news is bad. You understand? News is news.
Now let's look at the after effect of
The after effect.
Yes.
Can I? The after effect of his actions, at that tarmac was what led to come true.
Well, it's possible. It's very possible because I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are also modeling up their own, who could also have busted at several occasions but decided not to. For instance, for me, I give an instance. When you are traveling, if you're carrying a camera, they allow you to just go past, right? They don't even get to, as long as it's camera, they allow you to carry it and check it in. So we're flying on this small jet, it's a very small flight jet, right? So the whatever, that's what they call that, where you put your luggage.
The compartment.
Yeah, it's actually very small. So when I first flew with they asked me to. They said you couldn't enter that. In fact, I tried, you couldn't enter. So I was not trying to figure out how I could do it. So I discovered that there's a space under. Based on say I don't the enter.
Night boss.
Yeah, so I use the
compartment, luggage compartment under.
Wisdom of the luggage. This
If it's snatch.
on my leg. The thing, happened, and then we flew. When I was coming back, I wanted to take the same thing. The air hostess stopped me in front of it, that I cannot go in. I said, I don't understand. This is how I came. And this is how he said I can't go anywhere. If I didn't hold myself, I might have done the same thing.
Exploded.
But I was almost getting there.
But I did mention something. I said there are rules and there are rules that needs to be there. The standard that you are actually meant not to put anything under that place. Like kwam, he's been traveling with that flags he's been flying with it. And every checkpoint, at the airport he gets to, probably the person mounting that place will probably be, probably apply discretion. Oh, no, okay, I can see, okay. But one day, you go blow, like yours, if it's not there, I think this is what should happen. You see, once that stuff becomes too big to go into that, luggage overhead compartment, the in-flight crew will pick that bag from you and go and keep.
It got to a point where I started making them understand that, man, if you want me to do something and that is not available, you show me what
to do next.
Yes, it's not. This is your job. Don't be cranky to me. You understand? In fact, at that point, I was already getting angry because I felt like, oh, man, you got this job to deliver, and here you are giving me excuses.
Maybe probably you would have been kwam 3.
No, I can't be kwam 3.
Or kwam 2.5.
So what I just allowed her. She just come to this place. If you the way they were dragging me that day, say come here. I came here with this. I still carried she beat a camera. Hold on for my. I can't leave it. It's camera. You know how much this camera is? Started quoting bills. Say, stay here. From here, they say, move here. I say, move here. From here, move here. Madam, I've been moving. Let me show you. Let me even show you what I did when I was coming. Come and see what I did. How I came in with it. After saying that, she now stood and looked at me, ignored me again, before the other lady now said, okay, please come, let's see. And then
I think it's strategic that they put one crazy fellow and one understanding fellow.
But that crazy fellow is not a
if you get Chris, he'll give you Chris person. So that incident you just made mention of, it's discretional. That person could say, okay, you know what, sir, can you kindly hand over to me once you're done. It's happened to me over time, both local and international, flights. They'll pick it up from you, they'll keep it, then once you land, they'll come and hand over your stuff to you and you can, so that's the standard.
That's finding a solution. None of them wanted to take responsibility of what I was carrying.
Well, like we said when we started, they've got issues too, like every
other person.
every other person. So it's the ability to manage and separate your personal issues from your work ethics. You understand? If I tell you experiences I've had, with this, in-flight airports, staffs. Likewise,
I went to Ethiopia. I saw the way they were taken care of. No, I'm not talking of now you where these people just look like they have a way they have used morality and everything to engulf the whole. Because if you enter there, you must just behave yourself. You will just behave. If you will just behave yourself.
Yeah. While he was still on the tarmac, there when the captain was talking to him, the other incident, I even heard that the chairman of Value Jet, Prince Kunle Tsunami actually offered to fly him to his destination with the private jet. Only him alone. If you carry 50 liters of
So at
whatsoever.
what point do you hear that he started
You
cursing that he wanted to?
you see, like the big man thing was always set in. So he was still creating that adult tantrum in the airport.
Okay.
While the owner of the airline had provided a jet for him.
Solution,
But while he was still waging powers everywhere, don't you know me? I will call this, I will call this.
They know they wage power for this kind of thing, no?
No,
If
no,
you
see,
say this thing happened for
while he
abroad,
was doing that, the jet that was available for you to pick up had a call for another business. It's there they make the jet went go on. So the gentleman that owns the business said, okay, there's no problem making issues. Your issue is moving from point 1 to point 2. So why not just move this? Then we can talk about this. No
Eventually,
friction.
yeah.
No, at the end of the day, your own is to move with your liquor, and they've given you an opportunity where you can even have a 50-liter add to that flask.
If it was in a normal society, probably abroad, Kwam would have been arrested immediately.
He would have been detained and charged for threat to national security. You can't see if you do that. I'm very certain, if you do that on American soil, FBI will pick you.
You are gone. You are gone.
You with an American passport or whatsoever passport, if you do that, FBI, Homeland Security will pick you.
You're gone. Otilo.
So it was actually a security threat.
No, it is a security. Aviation is universal. It's worldwide.
Yes, sir.
Apologies. He just came up. Why? Just
Yeah,
apologies.
it
After the security threat
No.
to lives and properties. Wait. If it
Like,
was someone else, would they actually ask for apology?
okay, so we're still coming back there. Someone else. I just said this guy is an influencer. I just gave you a rundown of whom he is. If you don't know him, his name is King Wasiu Ayinde Masha
Yes.
Omobolaon.
Yes.
You know, over something. He has something. Over something attached to the name.
So what are you trying to say now?
I'm trying to say he's an influencer.
So he's above the law.
I think the question you should ask is
he above
if
the
he
law?
was
We're coming up. You
I'll
asked
tackle you
before.
on this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to break it down. So once we get to come to
Now, a beautiful lady and one of the cabin crew, I'll say it's also a woman too as well, fracas with the idea of switching off phones.
If going by what the story we heard, right? There's a whole lot in that story. Now the one we will see, now we analyze. Then by the time we started hearing other people's stories too, that is the backstory. You see that sometimes somehow you cannot totally blame the lady. But at the same time, why I'm blaming her is that you cannot just decide or choose within yourself because you have the right. Do you get my point? There are several ways you solve a problem, not by the way, no matter what it is. I mean, how do you want to explain that you come on share the fight person? Even if they don't drag you, they don't see your breath. Say you come on shoot the kick person.
Okay, so what transpired, like you said, it was an issue of switch off your phone, no switch off your phone. My phone can't go on flight mode, right? You understand? Instructions are instructions. Yes. And like I said, aviation, it's international, not a Nigerian thing. The standard is when you're flying,
you put it off.
When you're going on board, you switch off your phone, right?
Yeah. Once you're seated, you fasten your seatbelt. The cabin crew comes with the illustration, shows you the safety, and everything, and then there's an announcement that you're about to taxi. All phones and gadgets should be switched off. It's standard all over the world. It happens. I've dropped my phone in the front pocket of the chair I was sitting, and only for me to want to pack my stuff, I realized that I didn't even put it on the phone because I was very conscious of the fact that, okay, what am I going to do with my phone? The moment I just packed my stuff, I just dropped it there, sat down like this, and until they gave me one cracker, one one cup of whatsoever. I don't want to
Okay.
go. I don't even want to go into
Well,
that. So she was told to put off her phone.
Yo,
Yes.
You see, I've had,
Exposure.
I've had different eyewitness,
on this case,
reports,
on this
this from different people, but I always want to apply common sense
to everything.
to everything I do. It's not all like, you see, for every report that you get, there's a bit of sentiment, attached to it.
Yeah.
And she's been able to crop up sentiments. It favored her. So I was going to this particular incident, the comfort, for me, like someone posted online, said comfort marketing strategy. Marketing has worked for her. She's jumped.
Wasn't planned actually.
It works on me somehow.
Yeah, but-
She's probably been looking for an avenue to trend. Yes, so she's trending. She's made the biggest waves.
Wow, she
No.
would have been trading in Kirikiri.
Yeah, but
No,
fortunately for her, there was a kwam that paved the way.
That's the only reason she
Now
was
that's the
saving.
word I want to bring up. President.
No, sorry, please let me quickly finish on
Okay.
this. So when they probably approached her to put on the phone, and there was this back and forth altercation between herself and the crew. Some other crew member came to take just trying to you see, I have flown before that I found it difficult to off my phone because ordinarily I don't off my phone. I put on flight mode, and I told you I've flown before. I just dropped my phone. It's not like if you don't off your phone, it's going to crash the plane.
Yeah.
And try as much as possible to avoid eventualities.
In fact, even if you don't put it off, just take off your phone. Just take it out. Simple.
Anything can trigger. If
Anything.
if it's not what putting off, probably it would not be in the regulation.
Of course.
If it's no threat, it will not be in the regulation. So once it's been put in the regulation, now switch off your phone while this is and all other gadgets.
Because one.
So probably she didn't comply or apply wisdom at that particular time. And women wahala now. Maybe there was one bad belly. You were capacity. You look me one eye. Something must have happened from the eyewitness report that they came, they told her, and I'm analyzing from one of the major ones that claims that it was just cited by her. That the truth is that Ibom announced over time that switch off your phone and this. And at the time she was still trying to with her phone, and they told her, say, off your phone. And how these girls, I'm on ground at the airport. You know how these girls behave. You understand? Everybody, like I said, you don't even know where these people are coming from. Somebody that's coming from the ghetto, just coming from one, just trying to come and puff. Nobody, And then they told her, yes, there was this argument. But if the instruction was put off your phone and say, sorry, please, my phone has an issue. Or probably is the approach.
Manner of approach.
You understand? To save the situation, put it on flight mode and lock your phone.
Yeah.
But they will keep fiddling with this phone, playing with this phone while in flight. Now, the story was that put off your phone. You say you can't put on your phone. If things had gone according to, instruction, there would have been a lot more better story, peaceful ending. And if the phone was faulty, all you just needed to do is probably before you put it on flight mode and drop it in your compartment. Nobody sees your phone. Your phone is not going to ring because definitely there will be no network on it. So if you don't do that, there's this constant repetition of instruction. And the moment you keep hammering on one thing, and you keep giving out it, it becomes this friction begins to build up. And women to women.
Yeah, so
you understand? Not just women to women, beautiful men to beautiful women.
For us to avoid such altercation, even if you didn't want anybody to monitor your phone, you simply put it inside your bag. But then we should understand that safety is in the hands of everybody. You get? I don't think we need to constantly be reminded of little things.
Nobody wants to create pain for you by telling you to off your phone.
You get,
So now when they now touch down, the air hostess seemed to block the way.
Okay, so you did mention that earlier, and I said, okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you. From what I've been able to watch different videos, listen to different,
Okay.
opinion from eyewitness, analysis. And I'll tell you, when what ought to have been done, that's what I want to say now.
Yeah.
The moment there was this challenge, there's this brew, and see, the moment she didn't comply to the instruction, what the cabin crew would have probably done if there was this heated, and what she would have done is probably, send a message to pilot.
Yes, and then pilot definitely
Pilot
comes in to intervene.
does an announcement on the overhead, speaker. Passenger on 1415, someone said, please kindly for
put your
safety,
phone,
kindly
yeah.
off your phone. And if she refuses to do that, on approaching final destination, for me, and I say for me, if I was to be the man in command, I would probably just radio the control tower and tell the control tower to inform, Logan operation and security to be on standby, that we had, we had a risk to this flight. We've just been able to manage, to come and not, unnecessarily create issues, and report that there's a flight number, this person, and seat number, this did not comply, And simple as this, the moment the plane touches down, they don't open the door.
Yes, sir. So before then,
So once the security, there are two things that could happen if I was in command. Security would arrive, not just security. On that particular kwam 2 case, I didn't see the needed security personnel on ground. From the video I saw airline security, okay, the profilers that were there, and I saw spy police. Then later, I saw with the spy police, I saw the terminal police, because that particular terminal is actually MM2 terminal by Courtney Aviation Services terminal. So that's a private, terminal, not under total control of FAN. Ordinarily, if it was under the control of FAN Aviation Security personnel would have been on ground immediately. So what I noticed spy police. You can identify spy police. The guys on the grey top, and the black iron. Yeah, the same Nigerian police, but this time they are not as, mandate. They don't have that. I feel they don't have that critical mandate, that strong mandate to, apply the needed, force or whatsoever, And then by County Security, they were all there. Why they stood back, I don't understand. So if I was the pilot in command, I would have sent signal, to the control tower, Bravo, Papa, approaching this with all your codes, and you tell them
what's at stake.
What's at stake. And the moment you land, you announce again to all passengers remain on your seat while we are waiting. You are not announcing you are waiting security to arrest anybody while we are await final clearance for disembarking, and the door opens. You understand? They walk in and identify the cabin crew. Just points, the passenger.
Right.
You understand? The passenger will be asked to stand up and move. Now, if it does not work like that, okay, there are two other things that you could do. One, the passenger. Just let the passenger come down. Everybody pick your bag. At the point of exit, you identify the passenger to the security people there.
Live, they pick her up.
She will not be allowed to pick her bag. She'll be escorted to the office and be interrogated based on the signal that has been passed. We will not see anything. You understand?
So she actually blocked her from coming down.
Of course, now that's what I'm saying now. So they made sure that every other person, and for every other person to have left, and she was inside the flight, other things had gone on.
Okay.
If it was a sail if it was a sane discussion,
Yeah.
people will wait and say, no, you can't treat her like this. We almost all go down. You know, there are so many busybodies.
Mm-hmm.
But as at the time we were watching that video, there was nobody. Everybody had gone. No, are you trying to picture what I'm saying? Everybody had gone. There was nobody. How many passengers on the tarmac? That flight probably would have carried almost 100 people.
Okay.
So no single person could wait to say no. Not even the eyewitness that claimed that I saw everything. Why did you wait? Was she tied down? She wasn't tied down. So what, at the time we started seeing that video, before that video started coming up, was, okay, she wanted to force herself down now. She had probably removed, from what I heard too, yanked off the wig of the air hostess. You understand? That's why that one was looking more like a wicked, grandma. You understand? And she now placed her phone recording that, as at what time, why didn't she record from beginning? Why she was still seated there why didn't you put on your phone? We've seen where cops have put people over. And, once they put people over, they will see that, okay, this is my, this. So it's okay, I'm recording it. So you see that follow up. You understand? So, as at that point, she had placed her phone to record what was happening.
The lady herself.
Yes, now, that's Comfort Emerson. She had played her phone. Then Julian Edward, who happens to be the Ibom hostess, had become a bodyguard at the exit, preventing her and awaiting arrival of the security personnel. Now, the security personnel came, tried talking to her, and you see, if you want to judge a sane act, you will see the body language, the actions. The actions she portrayed ordinarily, even if you had not seen those other clips inside that flight, shows she's not cultured.
Cultured, yeah.
Okay, you said she's not cultured. Now let me take you on that, because from that point on, I felt professionalism would have done better. If she's a female security also should have handled that case, because I don't see any reason. Because I'm seeing the point of view where the men came in and rough handled her and exposed her bosom.
No.
Let me finish.
No.
Why they were
No. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. The men did not come rough handle her to expose her bosom. Nobody came to rough handle her with the mission to rough handle her. She acted in a wide manner that led to that action. Yeah. And listen to me, if she was well dressed and well packaged, I just told you about pilot, the captain, if she was well dressed and well packaged, seriously, nobody would have seen what we shouldn't see.
We'll be feeding our eyes with things that we don't.
And no female security will come and meet her. She fought over 6 men.
Yes, so.
See, let me quickly take, because we're running out of time, let me quickly take you on. It was even a blunder from the security personnel. What they would have done is ask her, madam, this if she refused, pack her up and cuff her. Pack her up and cuff her. Put her in the ground. They carried her like that into that bus and left her. What if she had struggled to the front, pick up the steering from the driver and run the bus into the building, or probably run into a coming plane?
I'll also take that with you right now, because I talked about professionalism. You said it already. She would have been handcuffed at that very point.
That's the same thing we're talking about.
Down. It's the same thing we're saying. Handcuffed, take her down, and then let her be tied or something. But rather,
I think the idea was
struggling and all that for me is inhumane. For me, is inhumane.
But it has gotten to a point where that force was necessary.
It was necessary, right?
Yeah.
If you have been spoken to, you have been appealed to, in the more Western world, they will read citations to you. They will tell you this, any other thing, and then they will handle you.
They will handle you. So it's
You
not-
talk.
it's not
It wasn't that she was
yeah,
seated
yeah.
and they came to Rofangula and they turned that naked.
I didn't say that.
She resisted. Have you ever?
I was
have you,
actually saying
have
that.
you ever heard about resisting arrest?
I've heard that. I was actually saying that it's not that they came with the intention of rough handling her, but since some things came up and her body
She
was
wasn't.
exposed,
She wasn't well
would
dressed.
have been
I think
handcuffed
even before
from the very
before
beginning,
the two people
handcuffed
came in, I heard
and taken
that-
From
down.
the
Or
clips
like
that
what
we
you
saw.
just said.
From the clips that we saw, you feel that I said 6 men could even hold her.
Now, why didn't they allow her to come down? They would have allowed her to just go down first, like you said.
As at that
would
time-
have, that's like what you said,
No.
and that would have been better.
No, as at that time, the security personnel were in on ground.
Then it's their fault. Because you said it already that they were radioed and said, okay, fine.
No, I didn't say they were radio.
Okay.
I've just told. I said in the proper
Good,
way.
that is professionalism.
In the proper way, what they would
That's
have done was
professionalism.
that's what would have been
that's
done.
what you have done,
But
yeah.
unfortunately,
Unfortunately, so it's
unfortunately,
their fault.
probably they didn't do that.
Yes.
That's what led to that. And
Exactly, that's their fault.
and-
I would say that's their fault.
where faith will help her, that exposure has actually landed her to have sympathy and have favor, and she's milking out of it. That's just it. So based on the fact that kwam happens to be somebody in the corridors of power, and they had to somehow, pardon kwam
pardon, yeah.
they had to now rope her into the whole story. Then why she was taken to the terminal building and transferred to police station, she went to court and court sentenced her to 6 months imprisonment and banned her for life from flying. But based on all the happenings that happened, so they had to rope in, and at the end of the day, she was set free to go, and the good story at the end of the day, even the pilot that was penalized, license was seized. It's been lifted. It's been lifted. She can fly. She's back to work. kwam has probably been finishing his 1 month ban. Comfort, you understand, is probably free. She's gotten suitors and getting
same thing with Kwam too, ambassador,
they've turned kwam to an ambassador. Probably she will become an ambassador to Akwa Ibom state government. You understand? So faith played for her.
What matters?
Yes, faith played for her. And so good luck to her. But I pity the kwam 3 and the kwam 4 that will come, because they will now suffer.
Okay, so finally, Mr. Ken, what do you have to say? Finally.
Well, basically, for me, in all of these things that have happened, like I said, naturally they are not supposed to happen. But of course, what has happened has happened. Nigeria is hot. The society is hot. Everybody is walking around with hot-headed, or rather, headed, frustrated with hot heads and all of that. But then, all I can say is that whatever it is you are facing, wherever you are, it is most important to learn how to curtail yourself, how to...
And funny enough, nobody is talking about Joan Edwards, the Ibom hostess that received over 8 slaps or 10 slaps. You understand?
I felt like she was trying to be a victim at that point, because, of course, a lot of things have happened behind the scenes before then. And all
but
that. So,
who, at the end of the day, this is Comfort's platform. She's made a name for herself. She's trending, and so it's faith that worked for her. Probably she's been hustling to make it in life. You understand, and it's not work.
But there's a danger to that. There's a danger to that. There's a danger to that, because it's true. All that has happened probably must have shot her into
limelight.
Position where she. But then attitude cannot hide. It's like the smoke. Somebody said.
I said it.
Yeah.
No, I said it. Yeah. I said it's a smoke. Characters do not hide. Over time,
it will spring itself up again.
It will come up. So that's it.
So,
the system. Sorry, because we're behind schedule. Well, we've all learned from this. Once we get to the airport, or we get to where there are rules and regulations,
let's try to
just
adhere to
this thing.